5 months into 2025 and we've had a ton of surprises. The Oblivion remaster being shadow dropped, an upcoming Gears of War remaster, GTA 6 being delayed another year, but at least we have a definitive date now. I'm honestly glad GTA 6 is being delayed just simply because this year has so many great games. It would feel so unfair, and it wouldn't be surprising at all when the Game of the Year comes around. Because I think we all know whenever GTA 6 is coming out, it is absolutely going to demolish any other game that releases that year, and that's, you know, knowing that very early on, it kind of just ruins the surprise of knowing what the Game of the Year is during the Game Awards, because there are always tons of good games, but just knowing this is coming out, it's going to blow every other game out of the water. But there have been a lot of games releasing recently, and a lot of big announcements, like the Switch 2 and their $90 physical copies. This news of Switch 2 games being between $80 and $90 was so outrageous. I think devs genuinely decided enough is enough. We're not hopping on the train of just taking advantage of this new minimum price. Instead, we're actually going to lower it. Not $70, not $60, $50 for base games. Now, some of you might think that, well, yeah, why would they overprice remasters like Oblivion and Gears of War? And to that I say, I don't know, why does Activision re-release the same game every year for $70? And also, have you seen Expedition 33, Mafia: The Old Country, or Split Fiction? All of these games are trying to remind people that devs can be so confident in their product. This is the kind of stuff I appreciate in the gaming industry, because what I hope this does is tries to make other dev studios question the quality of their games and what price they're stamping to them. Perhaps they'll take some notes on what these studios are doing and try to make something as good or better. And that's what made gaming so interesting: competition. You see, when there's competition between games, it always allows for dev teams to push to do better. And not just for profit, but also allowing people to go between these games and enjoy them. Let these games coexist so players and consumers can have something to always enjoy. For example, the big FPS franchises like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, Gears of War, they've all fallen off due to the fact that there's more focus on just getting players on the microtransaction page and not in the lobby. Competition always allowed these games to, in a way, flourish and be the best version of these games. It gave people a variety of their favorite genre, and that's what gaming was about for lots of people, having a variety of games to choose from. Another example is the Souls series and how Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Elden Ring, how all those games basically set up a new way of making games and a different template, and basically just creating the same type of formula of those games, but tweaking them and also adding different themes to them to make them more interesting to anyone who might like different types of themes for their games. Because Bloodborne was very gothic, Sekiro was more Asian themed, Elden Ring was a lot like Dark Souls, very medieval, dark, grim, and I like that there are other Souls-likes like Lies of P, Lords of the Fallen, Another Crab's Treasure. Like, these games are basically just taking after what those did and creating a new variety, not just from FromSoft, but all of these different studios or groups of people or single people. Some of these games are made just by one person, which is crazy. But I really value the fact that all of these other studios and people are trying to recreate the magic, not entirely, but, you know, trying to just give players who like that type of experience another experience to try out that isn't necessarily Dark Souls or any FromSoft stuff, but tries to recreate it in the best way possible. I honestly like not having a script to read off of, because I feel like I just speak a lot better about the things I actually know I enjoy. It's like there's more passion in what I say when there is no script. By the way, Doom the Dark Ages is coming out in a couple days, so I'll probably make a video for that. I'm thinking about getting back into videos, quote-unquote full-time. I'll see what I can do. I know this is what I want to do in the future, and I want to try to do my best and put my most effort into this over most other things, and try to enjoy myself while doing it. I watched a video recently of someone who makes Souls content, and it was about like his life and like how he finally achieved what he got due to playing the Souls games, which is kind of funny, but at the same time, he made a video on it, and he had a quote at the end of the video. It was something along the lines of, if anything the Souls games have taught us is that you die constantly until you eventually become victorious in the end. Continue to lose over and over until you eventually win. Something along the lines of that. It was made by Ember. I'll leave his link in the description. I'll leave the video in the description as well. So, yeah, that's it for now.